Hi friends, welcome to A2Z Immigration Updates, your own global immigration information channel. We are back with a new video of our video series on Australia Student Visa Subclass 500. In this video we discusses regarding all aspects and details of Australia's Student Visa Subclass 500. So, watch the video till the end to get all details, and we'll go through the requirements, or we can say eligibility criteria for an Australian Subclass 500 student visa. To be eligible for a student visa, you have to be of a certain age. If you are a school student, but not participating in a secondary school student exchange program, you must be aged 6 or older to apply for this visa. You must also be under the age of 17 at the start of Year 9, under the age of 18 at the start of Year 10, under the age of 19 at the start of Year 11, and under the age of 20 at the start of Year 12. You have to be enrolled in a course of study and provide evidence. You must include evidence of enrollment in study with your student visa application, or your application will not be valid and can't be processed. Providing a confirmation of enrollment, CoE. You must be enrolled in a full-time course registered on the Commonwealth Register of Institutions and Courses for Overseas Students, CRICOS. If you applying form outside of Australia, you must provide a confirmation of enrollment, CoE, for each course of study with your visa application. If you are applying from within Australia, you must submit a CoE, or letter of offer for each course you intend to take. Before they can award your visa, you must produce your CoE. Now let us know in details about the package courses and CoE of Australian study visa. If you are applying for more than one course in your student visa application, you must include all CoE codes in the application form, or your visa period may only consider the duration of the course according to the CoE provided. You do not need to provide a confirmation of enrollment, CoE, if you are enrolled in a full-time course of study or training under a scholarship scheme approved by the Australian Minister for Foreign Affairs and Trade. Provide a letter of support, sponsored by the Australian Department of Defence. Provide a letter of support. A secondary exchange student. Provide an acceptance advice of secondary exchange student, AASES, form. A postgraduate research student who needs to stay in Australia while your thesis is marked. Provide a letter from your education provider. What if you are under 18? After that also you can apply for Australian Student Visa Subclass 500. If you are under 18 years, you have to make welfare arrangements. If you are applying for a student visa and you are under 18 years of age, you must have adequate welfare arrangements in place while you are in Australia. If you will be 18 years of age when you arrive in Australia, you must tell them, as you might not need to provide some of this information. To learn more about this and welfare arrangements for student visa holders, you can click to the link in description. What are the English language requirements for Australian Student Visa Subclass 500? You might need to provide evidence of your English language skills at the time you submit your visa application. To find out the evidence you need to provide, you can use the document checklist tool. Its link is in the description. Department allow extra time for you to provide English language test results if you are unable to take a test because of COVID-19. If you need to provide evidence of your English language skill, you must provide evidence that you have obtained a certain test score in an English language test that the department has approved, or fall into an exemption category mentioned further in video. You do not need to provide evidence of an English test score with your visa application if you are a citizen and hold a passport from UK, USA, Canada, New Zealand or Republic of Ireland. You are an applicant who is foreign affairs or defense-sponsored student or a secondary exchange student, AASES. You are enrolled in a principal course of study that is a registered school course. If you have a standalone English language intensive course for overseas students, ELICOS, a course registered to be delivered in a language other than English, or a registered postgraduate research course. You have completed at least 5 years study in English in one or more in Australia, UK, USA, Canada, New Zealand, South Africa, or the Republic of Ireland. In the 2 years before applying for the student visa, you completed in Australia and in the English language, either the Senior Secondary Certificate of Education or a substantial component of a course leading to a qualification from the Australian Qualifications Framework at the Certificate IV or higher level, while you held a student visa. What kind of adequate health insurance you need for Australian students' visa? You and your family members must have and maintain adequate health insurance for the whole of your stay in Australia. To find out the length of coverage you will require, you can see the student visa grant periods. Its link is in description. You and your family members must be covered by Overseas Student Health Cover, OSHC, from an approved Australian health insurance provider, unless an exception applies. Applicants who are outside of Australia, your cover must start from the day you and your family arrives in Australia, not the day your course starts. If you have been granted a visa and want to travel to Australia before your course begins, the OSHC start date must be the same as the date you arrive, not the date your course starts. Generally, this is a minimum of 1 week to 1 month before your course starts. You must ensure you don't enter Australia before your OSHC begins, and maintain your OSHC until you leave Australia. You may be refused entry to Australia if you cannot prove you have health insurance in place when you arrive. Applicants who are in Australia, they must have OSHC. If your previous visa required you to have health insurance, cover must be continuous with no gap between your previous health cover and your OSHC. To know how to get overseas student health cover, click to the link into description. What if you want to apply for this visa if while in Australia? You must hold an eligible substantive visa, or apply within 28 days of holding a student visa, a special purpose visa, or a dependent diplomatic, temporary, visa, or within 28 days of being notified by the tribunal that your visa cancellation has been set aside. If you do not hold a substantive visa, you can't apply for a student visa if you have ever held a substantive visa that you applied for in Australia while unlawful. A bridging visa is not a substantive visa. You can't apply for this visa while you are in Australia. If you have domestic worker, temporary, diplomatic and consular visa, subclass 426, temporary work, international relations, visa, subclass 403, in the domestic worker, diplomatic or consular, stream, diplomatic, temporary, visa, subclass 995, primary visa holder only. A family member of a diplomatic, temporary, visa, subclass 995, can apply for a student visa in Australia, transit visa, subclass 771, visitor visa, subclass 600, in the sponsored family stream or in the approved destination status stream. If you are 18 years of age or older, you must have read, or had explained to you, the Life in Australia booklet and sign an Australian values statement that confirms you will respect the Australian way of life and obey Australian laws. Now the main question is how to apply for an Australian student visa subclass 500 and which documents are required for an Australian student visa. Step 1 is applying for Australian student visa subclass 500. Before you applying from outside of Australia, you must apply for your visa at least 6 weeks before your course starts. And if you are in the Australia, allow plenty of time to apply for your next visa. Avoid waiting to the last day your current substantive visa expires in case of unexpected complications, as they may not always be able to help you. Step 2 is gather your documents. To see what you will need to provide evidence of, use the document checklist tool. Before you use this tool, please read the disclaimer. Enter your country of passport and education provider to get an accurate document checklist. Choose the option, I have not decided on a provider yet, in the tool if you have not yet chosen a provider. The tool will tell you what evidence you will need to provide. If the tool says you need to provide evidence of a certain thing, select Show Steps to see what kind of evidence they might accept. Recheck the document checklist based on the country of passport and education provider just before you submit your application to be sure you have the most current list. The document checklist tool is updated twice a year on the 31st of March and the 30th of September. Step 3 is apply for the visa. You must apply for this visa online. You can be in or outside Australia when you apply. After you apply, step 4 comes, in which you have to keep up-to-date status of your application. If it is within standard processing times, do not call. They can't provide any further updates on the application's progress. You can see if they have asked for more information in your IME account, and more information about after applying for student visa process listed in description. The final step is step 5, which is the visa outcome. In this department will let you know in writing their decision about your visa application. They will tell you your visa grant number, the date your visa expires, your visa conditions. Keep a copy of the decision with you when in Australia. If they refuse your visa, they will let you know in writing. They will tell you why they refused and whether you have a right to a review of the decision, and they will not refund the application charge if they refuse your application. So that's it for this video. Our team has put hard efforts to gather and verify this information from various sources. If you like the video and information we've shared so far and want to thank or motivate our team to keep up the good work in the future, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell button. There's also a new feature on YouTube called Thank You that you can use. Also, like and share this video with your friends. If you need any further assistance or want to discuss anything related to your immigration dreams, then you can book an expert consultation session with our team of registered migration consultants. Also watch our other videos related to work visa, immigration and skilled migration filing for your profile, and don't forget to subscribe, like and share our YouTube channel. Also hit the bell icon to get the most updated and authentic information about global immigration. We believe that this video must have given you an in-depth knowledge regarding your career opportunities in Australia. Thanks for watching this video, and we will come back with a new video soon.